Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be talking about the Knoxx Spec 3 by Blackhawk recoil reduction system for the Mossberg 500. Whew, that's a lot to say. But before I begin, I'd like to send a big thank you out to everyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed on the previous videos. I always appreciate it and always enjoy talking to you guys. But if you're new here to the channel, welcome. If you enjoy this video, enjoy this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. And with the PR out the way, let's get into it. So, if you're anything like me, you may be recoil sensitive, and of course, I know that doesn't sound the best coming from a very amateur gun tuber. However, I just don't like recoil. I mean, I can handle it. However, it doesn't make my shooting enjoyable. Now, if I need to use a shotgun, in case of here, this Mossberg 500, for a series of unfortunate events, I'm not going to really be thinking about the recoil. However, trying to go out and shoot and use pump shotguns, I just don't like the recoil. They just throw me around too much, even with some light bird loads. So that's kind of why I was looking for a way to reduce the recoil. And one method, of course, was this Knoxx recoil reduction system. It comes with a few different pieces. So, well, it comes with the stock and the forend. Now, the forend, you can see here, it has a nice grip. Has little holes here to where you can basically put a rail or put anything you like on here. So you put a little flashlight. Now, as you see here, it does move. That's just kind of a Mossberg 500 thing. And if you want to see the review and kind of every little detail about this shotgun, check out the video on the channel here. But the function is just fine. Of course, it's got a safety check, but you're able to kind of get a good purchase on. It does have a little lip there to basically catch your hand and kind of keep it from going forward as well. But the real interesting piece is this recoil reduction system. Now, how does it achieve this? If you look down in here, oh, you saw a little glimpse of it. You see that little bit of red down there. There it is. Even though it won't focus. There you go. There's a pretty high pressure, high powered spring in there. And what it allows is that when the gun is against your body, you see here, I'll have to push on it with my full body weight. You can see that it actually moves back to suck up some of that recoil, very similar to how a semi-auto does. You can see it does have little tracks that it rides in right along here to kind of keep it all aligned with a little cross pin to make sure it doesn't fall out. Now, it is adjustable. It does have QD points, so you can adjust full down, full back. I really like the stock for the kind of the design, the texture, everything, and how it matches kind of the heat shield up here. But you can see that it's essentially taken AR style buffer tubes. However, from what I've found, you really only can use the Knoxx one. Every other one that I've tried, it'll either be too tight or too loose. It just doesn't work as well as this. Even though this had a little bit of slop to it, it is better than other offerings that are out there, at least for this kind of configuration. Now, the recoil piece, from what I've noticed, I think they claim it cuts down about 40% of your recoil. I'd say that's about right. It definitely cuts down about half of what you feel without the stock. It definitely doesn't kick you around as much. One downside that I have noted too, because everything has its pros and cons, is that the how you feel the recoil and how you kind of aim just feels different. It feels like it kind of has like a secondary impulse. So what I mean is, when you shoot a shotgun or any kind of gun, you know, you feel that initial push, that push or that hit. With this, it's almost kind of like delayed, like almost like a roller delayed blowback, to where you kind of, and this all happens very quickly, obviously, but you feel that hit and then a second hit. So you feel the lightness of the first one, but then you still feel a secondary hit against you, and that's, of course, as it's going back, hitting the edge of the buffer, and then going back still to you. Overall, though, I will say it is it's definitely a niche item. It's definitely for a certain type of person. However, if you don't like recoil and you love your Mossberg, I highly suggest giving this a try. It does work. It does its intended purpose, but you definitely have to get used to it. Definitely have to learn it if you've been used to shooting your shotgun its current iteration. Additionally, is that when you do finally when you do fire, you see here that it does move ever so slightly into the handle, and you do feel that. So once you fire, your finger kind of, like, you feel it go farther back and then go farther forward. So generally your sensation of where the trigger is kind of gets a little bit lost each time you are firing. But again, if it makes your shooting more enjoyable like it does mine, then I would highly recommend it. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed my take. Let me know if you guys have one of these. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about these or have these. Let me know if you guys like them or not, or if it's something new that you've seen before. But with that, hope everyone's having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.